Hey, so Monolith Soft's latest entry in the Xenoblade series is out on July 29th for the Nintendo Switch, continuing the saga in what's promising to be a rather epic JRPG, filled with lovely British accents, of course. The reviews are now out, and I've gone through like a ton of them to see kind of what the early consensus is. And I gotta tell you, I usually try and mix it up when finding like a mix of opinions when doing these roundups, but man, this game by and large is like adored. Lots of positivity here. I'm seeing a lot of 10s on the scoreboard. Now, every review that I mention here in this video is linked below in the description, so please do go click through and give them a read and see what you think. Anyway, let's jump in and see what folks have to say about Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Matthew Castle, writing at VGC, shares that this new entry continues the Switch's incredible JRPG run, noting how this 140 plus hour beast delivers with a massive world and more than enough story and characters to fill it. Matthew adds that where others wrestle with scale and story, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 pulls it off with sweetness, sincerity and style. A 5 out of 5 triumph. Catherine Lewis at Gaming Bible calls this an unmissable emotional adventure, adding that this entry has a great fleshed out cast of characters, a thoroughly enthralling plot full of exciting twists and turns, all of which is set in a breathtaking open world. It's an absolute behemoth of a JRPG that in no way outstays its lengthy runtime. Exceptional, 9 out of 10. PJ O'Reilly at Nintendo Life hails this as a genuine masterpiece and the highlight of Monolith Soft's superb series thus far, calling it an emotionally charged and surprisingly edgy epic with a great battle system, an incredible narrative, and a notable step up in performance when compared to prior titles. It's a real technical triumph on Nintendo's aging console. 10 out of 10. In a spoiler-free review at Destructoid, Chris Carter opens by noting how Monolith Soft's latest is arguably the most accessible entry so far, adding that if you've never played any of the previous entries, this one actually isn't the worst place to start. He highlights a few flaws but calls them negligible on the whole. A hallmark of excellence. 9.5 out of 10. Will Greenwald at PC Mag calls this something of an acquired taste, praising its interesting story and large scope, but ultimately concluding that it's tempered by all too familiar gameplay mechanics. 3.5 out of 5. Ben Johnson, writing for Pocket Tactics, notes just how special this new entry is, paying particular attention to just how comfortable Xenoblade Chronicles now is in being what it wants to be, noting that for all its idiosyncrasies, the end result here is something that chooses to lean into its unique flair. Its highs have been pushed up to their loudest points. The end result is something that the author finds heartwarming in its overall appeal. 10 out of 10. Oliver Brandt over at Vooks is also ready with praise for this epic JRPG, adding that this comes as close to perfect as you can get. The experience on offer is one that's thoughtful, charming and sombre, punctured by expertly crafted moments of joy and wonder that come together to leave a lasting impression. 5 out of 5. Omar Banat, writing for Twinfinite, notes the incredible turnaround this series has seen over the past decade, going on a journey from like a niche interest to what is now a core Nintendo franchise. This fresh entry helps push that broader appreciation further in what is described as an absolute must-buy for Switch owners. Omar does note that the game performance when playing handheld could be better, but ends by saying that if you're a long-time fan of the franchise or even a first-timer, this game is one of the best RPGs on the Switch that can easily last hundreds of hours. 4.5 out of 5. Alex Seedhouse of Nintendo Insider shares how developer Monolith Soft continue to excel at both character development and world building with this latest entry. The developer's now masterful approach results in an unforgettable adventure with emotional storytelling that makes it an unmissable journey. An all-time classic, 10 out of 10. So there you have it. Sounds like a critical hit and one that will undoubtedly be on many people's Game of the Year contender lists. As a quick FYI, at time of recording, the game currently sits at around an 89 over on Metacritic, if that sort of thing's important to you. I just gotta say, I think it's great to see such an ambitious and meaty game come to the Switch, especially when you think about the age of the hardware now and that we're still getting these sort of experiences on it. Really good to see. Will you be picking this one up? Let me know in the comments below if you are. And if you do enjoy these roundups, please do give the video a like and maybe even subscribe if you aren't yet. and I'm only at like 350 subs, so it's likely that you aren't. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.